In the beginning part, in the shorter course, we will talk about Panchangam. Panchangam means the daily calendar. Why is this important? This consists of Tithi. Tithi is the moon position. For example, Purnima Tithi, it is full moon. We also celebrate festivals. Janmashtami. When do we celebrate festivals? Janmashtami. Then different tithis are there, different festivals are there. So why do we celebrate different festivals on different days? And Tithi is important for you to start. You want to buy a car, right? You cannot, or you want to get married. So then Tithi is important. It is said, for example, marriage, Trayodashi is good. I have seen marriages that happened in Chaturdashi and they are broken. My own cousin's marriages. They just arbitrarily, oh, we should marry on weekend, Saturday. So they did not care whether it was Trayodashi, Chaturdashi or something. So selecting a tithi is important when you want to achieve something, buy something, when you want to sell something, when you want to marry, when you want to select a date for some auspicious activities. Then there is something called as yoga in a day. Means, is it a good time to do something? Tithi is good, yoga, karana. Vara means the day of the week. For example, for any marriages and everything, it is said one should not marry on Sunday, Tuesdays, different days. You can marry on, like Wednesday, Friday, Thursday. These are all good days. Certain days should not be done. Like, for example, the weekday that you are born. So if you are born on a Tuesday, for example, so you should not cut your hair on Tuesday. So there are certain things, Vara, the day of the week, which is very important. Then there is Nakshatra for the day. So Nakshatra means, okay, Tithi is good. Is the Nakshatra favorable for you? So there is Janma Nakshatra, there is Sampat Nakshatra, there is Atimitra Nakshatra. So the Nakshatras which are very good for you. So we select which is the, we just by understanding how the science of Nakshatra works, which is very easy. Today, fortunately, everything, all this information you can find. If you have an astrology software or if you just browse online, you can easily get Tithi, Yoga, Karana, Vara, Nakshatra, everything you can get. You don't even have to buy heart today. But you should know how to read it. Somebody asks you, or you yourself want to buy a car, or you are applying for your green card or citizenship, whatever. The day you apply, it should be in such a way that there is no disturbances. There should not be any blockages. It should be easy. So to select the right date, time, muhurtam, so this is included in the shorter course. So that is called Panchangam, reading the Panchangam. First thing, this is the basic. Because once you understand Panchangam, what is nakshatra for the day? Where the nakshatra in which the moon is situated, that is nakshatra for the day. So what is the Rashi? Rashi where, when you are born, what is your Rashi? Whichever Rashi the moon is in, that is your Rashi. Whichever nakshatra the moon is in, that is your nakshatra, for example. These are simple things. So when somebody is born, if you look at the horoscope, wherever the moon is, wherever you born, how do you place the sun, moon and other planets? So there is something called as ephemeris. So ephemeris means the planetary position. So then you add or decrease ayanamsha. Because when we see something in the sky, there is a apparent visual, like when you put light into the water, it bends. So similarly, when you see something in the sky, it is not the actual position, because through our eyes, we cannot see the actual position. So you have to apply the correction so that you get the true position. So that is ayanamsha. So we study this in the next part. So I will introduce this part in the shorter course, but in the longer course, we will go through this in very much detail. How do you cast a horoscope? Okay. How do you cast the planetary positions? How does karma affect you? Karma. So your horoscope is nothing but your karmic imprint of your last life. Now, how is this going to play out? Okay, certain planet is weak, certain planet is strong, but all that effect can only happen when there are certain conditions that happen and when you also do certain things. So the law of karma, so we try to understand that which planet, which situation gives you good or bad karma. Hmm? So this karma that is there, the good or bad karma that is there, how does this karma play out? How does this dasha play out? For example, some planet is strong in your horoscope, some planet is strong. Now, when will you get the strong effect? It may not be given right away. For example, some people, half their life, they struggle. And all of a sudden, they become millionaires after that. One day, all of a sudden. Because when the certain dasha hits, then the good effect comes. So that dasha. So your karma is there, the dasha. So everything has to be based on timing. When your timing is right, everything will fall in place. So what is the astrological timing? Then we will also study yoga karakas for each house in a horoscope. So there are 12 houses, dasha, sabdasha, yoga karaka. So what activity you should do to get the best out of your horoscope? Because you can also get, so horoscope always gives you a maximum and minimum. So if you do this, you get the maximum. If you don't do this, then you get the minimum effect. So how does this work? So all this will be covered in the shorter course, but in the longer course, we will also cover the divisional charts. Namamsha, Dashamsha, Khavedamsha, Trimshamsha. Then you can go very much in detail. If you just understand how the calculation works, you need not do the whole calculation, but if you understand the calculation, then you can, in any software, like we have so many free softwares you can download and use, you get all these charts. But how do you read those charts? So we will try to understand all this in detail in the extended course. And also in the extended course, we will also deal with prashna. Prashna means somebody comes without date, then he asks you some questions. So whenever somebody asks you questions, the answer to that question is hidden in the time. So how do you apply that prashna? Somebody comes without a horoscope. How do you do that? How do you connect with that? How do you try to get a meaning out of it? So there are so many things. And finally, we also deal with solutions. We will also deal with how in karma, in astrology, how to overcome this karma, how to overcome this situation. So there are two things. One, you can make a cluster, means something is going wrong, I do something and it changes. Second is, astrology not only encourages you in that, but astrology encourages you to solve the problem by the root. For example, this life you are suffering. Some people have kuja dosham, they are not getting married. Some people have some serious karma, they are not getting children. So something went wrong in previous life, previous karma, because of which you did something wrong, because of which in this life you are getting this karma. Now, how do you solve it? Not only that, we want to solve it in such a way that Krishna, or in the Narayana, in that horoscope, he gives that karma so that we change our personality. We improve our spiritual character. We become spiritual in character. So there are certain spiritual points also. So we will go over that also. What is the solution you can do at different levels? Some of us want solution like, it's okay, I just want to get rid of this problem, then I'm done. Okay, then you have a certain solution for that. But some people want solution, I don't want this problem ever again. Not only now, I want to understand in the root why this happened, and so that I don't commit that mistake again. So such things are to improve your personality altogether. So by understanding your own astrology, you can understand what you are, what you will be, and what are the things by which you can change the karma and your personality altogether. So this is a very dynamic course that I have put together, and you can see that if you understand all these points, so if I go over it very quickly once again. So the first thing, some of you, I don't know, joined maybe late or early. So the first thing that I explained was what we will study is how and why. This is in the astrology book, Bharat Parashara Hora Smriti, why the planets are there and why they give karma, the origin. This is explained. So we will go over this origin in the first part. Then we will go over what is the character of the Rashis, Nakshatras, how is Panchangam calculated, right? Daily calendar. So daily today when I see, today like this is now Adhika Masam. So Adhika Masam, 1 month, very critical month. In this month, whatever spiritual activity you do, you are getting 100 times more benefit this month. So we will go over this Tithi, Yoga, Karana, Vara, Nakshatra each day, how you can maximize the benefits by just looking at the calendar. It is said even if you remember these 5 things, Tithi, Yoga, Karana, Vara, Nakshatra of a day, all your karma will be reduced by 50%, bad karma. Good karma will be increased by 50%. But in Purushottam Masam, it is increased by 100%. 100 times, not 100%, 100 times. So in the shorter course, we will go over this in short. Casting, horoscope, planetary positions, karma, why people suffer. So you may ask questions. For example, somebody is born poor. What karma did he do? Yes, we can look at the horoscope. We can find out. So there are certain combinations. There are certain activities that you do that makes you poor. But there are certain things which can make you rich. But if somebody is poor, how does he solve? What tapasya does he do? So there are karmic solutions. So karma has karmic solutions. So there is certain practices if you do, you can increase your wealth. There are certain practices you do, you can increase your knowledge, health. So all these things are there. So that depends on the yoga karakas, the sabdashas, dashas. So all this we will explain and how you can apply, whom to worship at what time. Then in the longer course, we will go through the divisional charts and we will also do the prashna. Prashna is very important because many a times you want an immediate answer. You should know how to read the horoscope at that time. If I open the horoscope right now, it shows you something. So I have some question in mind or somebody asks you a question. So that is an art. So we will go over this in the longer course. So people come to you without horoscope date, without date time. So how do you do that? And finally, the most important thing is the solution. So in the longer this thing, we'll go over all the solutions as well, so as to help you find what you can do to alleviate your karma, what you can do to get the best out of your given situation. Because astrology is not fatalistic. Fatalistic means, okay, this is it. This life you are going to suffer like this. No, it's not fatalistic. Fatalistic means you are finished. That means it has to happen. There are certain things which you cannot change. For example, you are born with this body that you cannot change. But you can change your karma, so to speak. So there are different degrees of practices by which you can change it to certain degrees. So astrology is to find out what is the best thing you can do to overcome this karma. So we will go over all those solutions which are provided at material and spiritual levels and make us a better person for the future. and also understanding your own horoscope, others' horoscopes, universal horoscope, horoscope of a country, horoscope of the world. When will Corona go away? This is the most common questions I get, and how to really see and how to make a solution out of it. So these are the different things you will learn in detail. And I always love questions during the class. So you have any questions, we'll put them all together in the end, we'll answer. Hmm? All right. So anybody has any questions, comments on this?
Hare Krishna Prabhuji, please accept my humble obeisances. All glories to Srila Prabhupada. Can I ask you a question?
Yes.
Okay, my name is Kathy, and I was looking for a Vedic guru for such a long time. I live in New Jersey, and I go to the ISKCON temple here in New Jersey. So I really like the fact that you address the Prashna part of the horoscope, the Prashna Kundi, right? Jise bolte ke when somebody asks you the question, then you have to understand how to put the Prashna Kundli, and then be able to address that and give them the answer. So I've been doing basic astrology, but I understand that there's a lot of South Indian style hoti hai, North Indian style hoti hai, and then there's American astrology too. So my question is that in this sessions that you're going to be teaching us, what would you be using, the South Indian style or North Indian, or are we going to mix and combine everything?
So basically, my South Indian style is easier to read.
Yes, yes.
But you can, North Indian style is nothing but you put that in a triangle. That's all. It's the same.
Yes, yes, yes.
It's just, but the basic understanding of how a horoscope works does not change.
Okay.
Only thing is, every software that you use will have the South Indian and North Indian mode.
Mm-hmm.
So it's easy to switch. So, however, our basic we will study in the South Indian mode, but we can switch North Indian mode and see how it looks, so that we are familiar with both.
Okay.
So the thing is, usually people show me Kundli. I say, don't no, give me the date, time, and place of birth. Hmm? So I do it with my own software. Actually, Jagannath Hora is free and the best. Hmm? And just use that. And in that, you can do both South Indian and North Indian. On my phone also, for example, the base, it opens in North Indian,
Okay.
right? But if I double click on it,
Mm-hmm.
it opens South Indian. So I can get both the views.
Okay.
It's
Okay.
nothing but view.
Okay.
So
Okay.
South Indian, North Indian is the same thing. It's drawn in a diamond shape.
Mm-hmm.
And South Indian, it's drawn in a square.
Yes.
That's the only difference. But the basic understanding of the origin of casting a horoscope, that is more critical. For example, even if we know the horoscope, but if you understand how and why these planets move in a certain way and the planetary relationship, so these things are so critical to understand the background. And once you understand that relationship, the temporary permanent relationships, why the planet, for example, all the stars are wives of the moon.
Yes.
Right? The sun is the extension of Narayana himself.
Mm-hmm.
So why do, when we chant Gayatri, we meditate on the sun?
Yes.
So there is so many things which are a part of our nitya karma, so to speak, daily activity. Plus, it is a part of our horoscopic change. Like I was writing my book on mudras. It is said when chanting Gayatri, with every mudra, it kills a particular sin. So astrology is also all about understanding your horoscope, understanding what sin was done and what mentality caused it, and what are the activities to do to overcome these. So that's why I believe in spiritual solutions, easy. So certain people recommend what do you call that, also this gems and all these different things. But I focus more on like spiritual part, like what you said.
Yeah, the Vedic science.
Yeah.
Actually, I have so many questions because I'm so much into this, but I'll ask you the basics. Actually, when you read the Srimad Bhagavatam, right, भगवान विष्णु के जितने भी स्वरूप होते हैं, right? I have seen a lot of time Vedic astrology में they use different forms. विष्णु भगवान के जो अवतार होते हैं, वो different अवतार को they give you mantras or they show you that you have to ये कूर्म अवतार का जो है उसमें लाइफ की जो संघर्ष बहुत होती है तो यू वर्शिप दैट फॉर्म और नहीं वर्शिप से ज्यादा मंत्रास देते हैं डू यू गिव लाइक दोस काइंड ऑफ थिंग्स जहाँ पे आप मंत्रास देते हो एंड
So basically, we have to take the cue from astrological texts. And Bharat Parashara Hora Smriti was written by Rishi Parashar, who is the father of Vyasadeva. And he explains that every planet has a avatar of Krishna, who is the Lord.
yes exactly
Like Mangal, there is Narsimha. So people who have come to me, like I've had cases where they went to 20 different astrologers and then they came to me. And then all of them said, if you get married, then the husband will die because of Mangal Dosh. So I found Mangal Dosh, it is Narsimha. So I told them solution, reading Bhagavatam, chanting Narsimha Kavach, certain things. I don't do so much into yajna, this and that, but reading. Yajnas also can be done, but that be with qualified priest. Not anybody can do yajna. So by doing such proper solutions, now they are married 15 years and they have 2 kids. They are so happy. So the solution after they did 6 months later they came. I did the prashna. The Mangal dosh was gone.
okay
So if we follow the astrological texts in the proper worship, then the karma can easily be overcome. So my focus is to give you, but not, you cannot give the same blanket solution. So reading certain stotras, certain activities, certain dhanam, that you have to learn to calculate. So I do it from the root and give and train you. For example, train you so that you can also come up how to come up with the solution. So I give you that training, that idea.
okay great
Yeah.
and then after the course do we have a certificate or something do we get anything that you did
Yeah. This is yeah. So in
okay.
global we have certificate for every course. Yeah.
Oh, that's wonderful. Any other course do you offer? This is just ये Vedic का ही है, right? This is the only one you do, right?
Yeah. Right now, this is the first astrology course we are offering.
Okay, great.
And I've recently, of course, I did last 20 years. I've been doing my research in astrology, and we have
Amazing.
very good material. And we'll also give you a reference book, a PDF,
Great.
and we'll go through it systematically.
Okay. So just last question. I'm sorry. I practice numerology also, and I'm also a tarot reader. So I kind of combine everything. I look at astrology aspect of it, but basic only. But my main areas of where I'm working a lot is tarot and numerology. So sometimes जब numerology को देखते हैं, it's all about numbers and everything, right? Number the day they were born, right? And I look at the life path number, destiny number, ये सब होता है. कई बार I've seen कि astrology उनकी जो astrology जो chart होता है, the time they were born and everything, sometimes numerology solution के साथ ना थोड़ा conflicts होता है. So my only question is कि when you're doing Vedic, right, numerology aspect को तो completely ignore ही करना चाहिए, right? You just focus on the Vedic aspect of the horoscope, right?
See, the thing is, astrology is a revelation. And like you talk about numerology, so astrology is very much mathematical.
Yes.
Just like the planetary positions and everything, it's very mathematical. Second is also, it's very much related to a revelation. So we understand that, for example, I practice yoga also, I teach yoga also. So in this Patanjali Yoga Sutras, so he says there are two ways one can realize. So he says that if if one meditates on Surya, especially does Gayatri very deeply, then the universe will be revealed to him. So if you see yogis, they also can tell you future, right? Siddha Purushas,
Yes.
yogis. So, but that's not like the traditional astrology that we do with Kundli and everything. They do with revelation, with the power of meditation. So I'm not saying we go to that degree, but it's a combination of, because astrologer has to have certain character also. He should be pure in character, right? And
Mm.
then the future of the other person is revealed. Now, certain people get certain strengths according to their karma also through numerology or different things that we practice, but they are not very traditional, so to speak, like numerology and tarot. They are not very traditional, but some people get they get the revelation through that. But if you practice astrology properly, systematically, as we will do in this, that is very much enough. That is very much enough. You can actually test the result. So we will what we will do is, as we predict something, we can also test the result. Hmm? And you can see how it definitely is going to work. Then, of course, we can retest numerology, tarot, these things. Uh, the conflict is because that is mostly, uh, there is no, it's not based on one traditional science as such, right? It's again revelation, correct? Numerology and
Yes. Yes.
it's more like that. So there is no traditional text to it as such. So therefore, there is a little conflict. Whereas astrology, you can definitely give a test.
Yes.
So we will discuss, like why and how and to apply. So resolve those conflicts definitely. Yeah, but I feel that once you get the science of astrology covers all sides. So we will go over that. Hmm?
Okay. Great. Great. Thank you. Thank you, Prabhuji.
Yeah. Thank you.
Namaste ji, I have a question. So, as per my knowledge, we cannot avoid karma, but we can do some remedies to reduce the impact of the karma. So the solutions which we'll be learning, is it to reduce the impact of the karma or just avoid the karma?
So there are two things. To the degree you practice, so ultimately the answer is like this. Like certain people are pardoned by the president, correct? So then the president has the power to pardon you completely or to commute your sentence. Like he could be on death row, he could be given 14 years, or he could be commuted, sentenced, could be commuted to 5 years. So we, to the degree and sincerity with which we practice, and depending on what we are trying to overcome, it's only this much. You can only be given this much. So president can let him free, but he cannot make him the richest man on the planet. So for that particular karma, you can, to the degree you practice the solution, definitely there is relief. That relief you will get. But uh, by practicing certain ways, one can completely change his course, change the course of his life. So we will discuss all the degrees to which, and certain things you can or you cannot change fully also. But there are certain things which you go beyond. For example, I can give you one example. Like I do yoga for diabetes. So I told this guy to do this particular asana. Then he said, "You expect me to do this asana?" I said, "If you do this asana, your diabetes will go." So that depends on how much we are willing to do. So we'll discuss all that degrees to which you can get relief, and to the degree also where you can overcome to a larger degree. So all that we will present. Yeah.
Yeah, thank you very much. And one more question I have is regarding this Tithi, Nakshatra and all, we'll be following Suryamana or Chandramana calendar. And also I see some differences in the masas between North Indian and South Indian, because, for example, Shravana Masa and all, they will come, like Shravana Masa will come 15 days advance of South Indian Shravana Masa. So which one will visit as a base?
Good point. So actually that was the presentation. So we will discuss both. So we will do the recommended for both. For example, I was preparing the notes for this, and we have both the systems. If I just quickly share with you. So in this, like going to the root. So tithis are has to be the movement of the moon. Although you may take Sauramana calendar, but the timing and everything, the tithi, it is based again on moon movement. So how does this go? So how does Sankrantis happen? How is it related? So I had made a very pictorial presentation. So Saura Masa, Chandramana Masa, length of time. So all this I have made very systematic so that you will go through both. You will get a hang of both. Because this difference in timing, for example, Vaishnavas, North India, they celebrated Janmashtami in August, but Krishna, Udupi Mutt, they celebrated in, and it is Rohini Nakshatra, but it is in September 9th. So I was writing an article on that. So why is there the difference? Even those who follow Chandramasa, again there is Purnimanta and Purnima and Amavasya calendars. Then there is Sauramana, which is another calendar. So how do make sense and how they are brought together with Adhikamas? So we will go over all of that. All those conflicts we will harmonize. And then when you look at the calendar, so then you can follow the proper true calendar, right? See, basically we follow calendar for selecting proper days. So if you understand the Nakshatra Tithi Varas, this remains the same. However, the Masa, because Tithi is again, ultimately it is based on, because Purnima is not at all based on the position of the sun. It's based on the position of the moon. Purnima and Amavasya, it's completely based on the position of the moon. However, whether it is the start or end of the month or it's the middle of the month, that depends on the which Chandramana calendar you follow and which Sauramana calendar you follow, and by which you can actually harmonize the festivals and select a good date for you. So when I do Panchanga, I will explain all of this in a very simple way so that when you look at the calendar, you can easily understand. So we will go over all of that.
Thank you. So what will be the duration and what are the timings of this course?
So basically the first shorter course is six sessions, 6 hours. And the longer session, longer course, like with the divisional charts and everything, so that will be 20 hours, 20 sessions. So I've designed both courses. So the my idea was that the shorter course will be common for those who opt for shorter or longer course. But the shorter course is the base, after which then we go deeper into the planetary movements. And the 20 hours, so 1 hour is the class, every class. But then I want to give room for questions. So question answers will make it interesting. So 1 hour I will make the presentation. So I don't mind taking longer questions because questions is where questions means you are thinking. I welcome questions. And according to the questions degree, I can explain more. So I don't mind giving it more time to questions and making it more interactive and interesting. So the goal is that you should get the full benefit. So so shorter session is a shorter course is 6. So we are planning to do it on weekends. I know weekdays are tough. So weekends in the evening time like this. So that is our plan. And in the weekend. In this way, Saturday, Sunday, like this, the shorter course will be 3 weeks. The other one will be 10 weeks. So we'll do Saturday, Sunday. And weekdays, of course, you are free to like chat or ask questions, so that we can, I really want you to study well. So I'll give you certain things you can by heart or, study in the week, not more than 10-15 minutes. You can give it more time, but at least 10-15 minutes, you just like the 12 Rashis, planets, or daily just look at the Panchangam. If you look at the Panchangam daily for 1 year, then the next year everything you will have in your head. Mm? So that's how. So that's the total duration we have planned.
I have a question, Prabhuji. During the week when we're like studying the material that you give us, can we have like a group or something, you know, like a WhatsApp group or something? So if you want to throw in a quick question, or you're reading something but you're not sure about something, so we can at least ask you, and then you can, you know, of course, answer at your own convenient time. But we just I felt like, you know, that would be a better way. I was wondering that could really help. Could we do that?
Definitely we could think about that. That's a good idea. So
Yes.
I can discuss with our host, and we can make something like that possible, a forum.
Yes,
Rather than
yes.
WhatsApp group where we can just put on the website like a page where we can ask these questions, you know.
Yes.
And whenever I have time, I can post links or answers, you know, to that. Mm.
Okay.
So yeah, definitely, because that's important, you know, to ask questions.
Yeah, yeah.
So, like Krishna says in Bhagavad Gita, Tadvidhi pranipatena pariprashnena sevaya. So asking questions is a good thing. Yeah. Mm. Okay.
I have a question as well.
Mm-hmm.
Who is going to give the certification? Is it like the eNice people? Like, is it that organization who's going to give us the certification?
Yeah, we will do a combined one because I have my own, as a part of Vedic studies. So we will combine with eNice and we will give you a proper certificate, yeah, which you can use as a for astrology.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
So you will record the sessions, isn't it?
Yes, so we will record the sessions just like this session is also being recorded. And those who have joined the course, so when you log in into the course, you can see. So the videos will be stored in the username password. So you'll be given the username password. And in case you miss any session, it will be recorded and you can go over it.
Also, Prabhuji, when are we going to get, like, after this this demo is over, are you going to send us an email or something? How do I sign up? Like, once I make a choice, like if I want to go for the 10 weeks or the 3 weeks, how are we signing up, and then how do we proceed?
Yeah, so that's actually our admin for the eNice. I think he'll send you an email by today or tomorrow, tonight or tomorrow, with the email to sign up for the course. So this demo was to solve any questions that you may have, and then you can sign up, and hopefully we can start as early as next week. Yeah.
Oh,
I
great.
think
Okay.
next week we can start. Yeah, so because we are ready. So just once you sign up, then you can.
And it's going to be around 8 o'clock in the evening, right? Like this time?
Your time, yeah, correct. So my
Oh,
time is 5 p.m. Pacific.
Okay.
So I'm in Las Vegas,
Okay. Okay.
the Sun City. So,
I
so
would say you're in the city of Maya. How do you function? Yeah.
it's a nice
Yeah.
city. Anyway, so so we will. For Central it will be 2 hours, and Eastern it will be 3 hours. So we'll try to make it around 4:30 or something my time, so that it's 6:37, something like that. So we'll work out a time and we'll do it on weekends in the evenings. Yeah.
Okay, great. Thank you.
All right. So any other comments, questions?
Yeah, namaskar. Are those timings flexible? Because I have a prior commitment on Sunday evening, 8:30.
Like, okay, 8:30, what time? So Central, Eastern?
Eastern. So 8:30 won't be possible for me. Yeah, that means it's a 5:30 for me.
Yeah, yeah. So we can make it little earlier also.
Okay.
Like around maybe 4 p.m. my time. So that will make it 7, something like that.
Yep.
That'll be 6 central. I think that's good, like between 6 and 7 max, you know. So
Okay.
yeah, we can do that. Mm.
Thank you.
And one more question. Do you expect any basic knowledge?
No,
Because I'm absolutely beginner.
no. See, if you have, it's good. If you don't have, it's better. If you don't have, it's okay. See, the thing is, all I want is that all of you have an interest. So if you have the interest, then the material that I give you, the classes that I give you, you'll be able to cover everything. Then with interest and serious study, you can cover.
Actually, I want to make a career out of it. So is this enough or?
Yeah, definitely. So the thing is that once you study this, you will get an enough. See, once I tell you that, for example, this is the properties of Venus and this is the literature where you can find more. So if you link it properly, see, this is a constant study. As far as I am concerned, one astrologer should not be sinful. He should have a devotional or your astrological lifestyle. Like, you know, you should bath in the morning, do your prayers, Gayatri, whatever you are doing, you know. And once you do, you look at the planetary position. So the lifestyle of an astrologer, how you should live, because it's a constant growth, right? So because this you guys are, as it is progressing, as the time as it progressing, we see what is the situation in this world. So we should have a lot of depth to understand this. So that comes with practice. So definitely, my goal is to give you that framework by with practice and study. And there are various texts. For example, Prashna, like we will do. You can cover all the main important things, but you can go more detail, right? So I can give you the guidance, idea how to go into the details, but then you have to put effort, right? So the individual effort is a lot. So I would say definitely, if you are serious, you can make a nice career out of this.
So eNice will send the fee schedules and all?
What is that?
The fee for the course.
Yeah, so I think we will send the email. So we were discussing on the fee. So we were planning, he will send you the final like price. So our thinking was like, for the shorter course, we can make it around like for the 6 sessions, around $80-$90, something like that. And for the longer course, we can keep it around 250-300, something like that. You know, that was our plan. But he will send you the final price for that, and then you can sign up. And definitely the material and everything that you will get, and for every class, not only the material, I will be making a special presentation and I will share it with you. So it will be like you will have everything. It will be worth every bit. Yeah.